There's some folks waving at Pier 76. It's now a park. It used to be where all illegally parked vehicles in Midtown got towed. You will now have to go to the far end of Brooklyn or Queens to get your car back. You're welcome. Behind it, black and gray glass, the Jacob Javits Convention Center. With the new extension, it's basically 5 blocks of space, but the big opening with the New York International Auto Show in August got canceled by the Delta variant, and I don't mean the Oldsmobile Delta. The cluster of new construction to your left is Hudson Yards. On a platform, on stills, over Penn Station storage tracks. I think it's $80 billion of luxury hotel, luxury residential, luxury retail, high-end corporate, and a performing arts center. The mall is behind a sculpture called The Vessel by the architect-engineer Thomas Heatherwick. Looks like the bottom half of a beehive. The mall's behind it, the performing arts center, the shed, is to the right of it. A separate city within the city for the wealthy. To your right, Lincoln Harbor Marina is empty because Superstorm Sandy killed it. But on September 11th, 20 years ago, I had the day off. It was working. My co-workers evacuated more than 40,000 people from lower Manhattan to there, under 6 hours understaffed. August 14th, 2003, the Northeast electric blackout. I had the day off. Circle Line evacuated more than 8,000. January 15, 2009, behind us, Sully and Skiles sent a jet plane down this river. The Circle Line Manhattan was used by first responders to coordinate the rescue effort from. I had the day off. Aren't you glad I'm here? I'm taking 5 days vacation starting Wednesday. So you know. To your left, if it looks like a 1930s rocket ship will launch from the top, you're spotting the Empire State Building. And you find that at 34th Street, 5th Avenue. Observation deck hours are noon to midnight, lovebirds, and you know who you are. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, on the hour. The lights will dance to music. If you have nothing else going on. Might need a trip to the apothecary first. 34th Street, 5th Avenue, Empire. I'm sorry? Yes, the vessel. To your left, the neighborhood is Chelsea. It was once an independent town, named after Chelsea in England. Dylan Thomas, Thomas Wolfe, Mark Twain, Arthur Miller, David Bowie, and Sid Vicious, among those who made it famous. Chelsea is known for recreation today. From 5th Avenue to here, you have celebrity residences and nightclubs. On the shore to your left, red, white, mostly blue, the Chelsea Sports Entertainment Piers. Kayaking, paddleboard, and boxing lessons seasonally. It's an indoor ice skating rink or rollerblade skateboarding rink. A catered dining hall, volleyball, gymnastics gym, health spa, bowling alleys, batting cages, and crime. Now to the left, the pier that has the fresher paint, left of the green netting. For 3 decades has been home to Law and Order TV shows interior sets. SVU is cranking out season 23 from that pier this year. Season 23.
¿Será que lo hago? Un jet ski.
Behind the big yacht, the green netting, the 4-level golf driving range featured in Serendipity.
Voy a hacerlo.
Chelsea Piers is below 23rd Street, above 16th Street, off the West Side Highway, surrounded by a marina for the rich. To our right, it's a flat top hill. Towers dominate the view. That's the Stevens Institute of Technology. Beside Hamilton, Colonel John Stevens served as General Washington's treasurer. He later built the first ocean-going steam vessel. On his old estate, the first college of any in the U.S. to require all students to have personal computers. And a U.S. Navy ship in service today had its hull design tested in the tanks of the Stevens Institute. The city cruise boat is in the way of Little Island. Thomas Heatherwick, who did the vessel, also designed this park. His signature is up and down motion. It's free to visit, but you have to reserve online so they can manage the crowd. That's Little Island to your left. The entrance is at Pier 54. Subtract 40, that's 14th Street. There's a rusty steel arch at the entrance. Under the rust you read Cunard White Star Lines. Anybody here remember the flagship of White Star? This is where the Titanic was supposed to dock. It's where the Lusitania left from. Noticing a trend? I had the day off. The red and white fireboat, the 343, for the number of firefighters lost September 11th. The pump rate, more than 60,000 gallons of water a minute, over 500 feet in the air. Imagine pumping water 200 feet over Lady Liberty storage. That's the 343. Last night on Turner Classic Movies at 10:15 was On the Waterfront. On your right, there's the church from the film. See the steeple just above the treetops. To the right of the orange brick and cream-colored apartments. All but 10 minutes of On the Waterfront was shot on Hoboken's waterfront. Going up, getting taller, going up scale, you see the W Hotel. It cannot grow out. It is surrounded by other towns and the river. There's no place to grow but upward for Hoboken. To your left, get the Circle Line Bronx out of the way. There's a tan building on the water.
Voy a hacer eso.
It has a white flagpole and a little white facilities building. That used to be Bell Labs. You like irony?
Se ve demasiado
Take a
cool.
photo with your
Quiero
cell
hacer.
phone. Because anything that makes your cell phone possible came out of it. The first transistors, the first telecommunications satellites, the first talking motion picture soundtrack,
No,
the first
atrás de una
touchstone diamond, first
persona. La
transatlantic
persona no
diamond.
maneja, estoy atrás.
Oh, una persona.
From that building. Today it's the West Beth Apartment and Theater Complex.
No.
You're in Greenwich Village to your left now. Chelsea and Greenwich Village remain so famous by creative people, they are no longer affordable. Hoboken, New Jersey to your right is the new creative capital. The pier with the festival and the Copper Gazebo, Francis Albert Sinatra Park. Sinatra and baseball, born in Hoboken. Your cake boss, Buddy Valestro, still selling goods at Carlos Bakery. The end of town is marked by the Erie Lackawanna Terminal. It still functions for light rail and ferry commuters. Like Lady Liberty, it's a copper skin. The new panels are brown. 5-6 decades, they'll be light green. Past the clock, past the tent, Hoboken ends at the last ferry boat. See that red crane? That's in Jersey City. Back to Greenwich Village to your left. Shopping, restaurants, beckon. Take a map or an app, as you will need it. North of 14th Street, modern New York. Avenues go north and south. Cross streets go east or west off Fifth Avenue. You are below that grid, which is chaos. The older city streets go around obstacles that no longer exist. West 4th Street crosses West 10th Street. Waverly Place crosses Waverly Place. Sheridan Square is a triangle. On the left, Pier 40, Neil Diamond wrote and sang Coming to America, describing his grandmother Molly's voyage from Hungary to that pier. Today, a community park and parking lot. What's 40 minus 40? Right, Houston Street. William John Houston, a signer of the Declaration of Independence. He got it as a wedding gift. Did you know New York was the first U.S. capital? That General Washington was sworn in as president on Wall Street? Take in Lower Manhattan. Take a map or an app. You'll need it. Left and right, the beds of the Holland Tunnel, the cream brick towers sticking up the river. And the American Constitution to your left is doing a leaf peeping cruise. So feel free to peep out. If you would like to see the future, please look right. USA Today calls Jersey City the best planned urban community in the U.S. That's all new, corporate, luxury residential, hotel, and retail. Would you like to see the past? Look left. Older, shorter industrial buildings repurposed residentially for the wealthy. Soho and Tribeca to your left. And as the financial district begins on your left with the tall buildings, I ask, can we still call it that? Today, less than half the jobs in it are financial. You got to admit, if your corporate building was built before World War II, it's BC, before computers,